Now let us read the third stanza. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. William Wordsworth. Now, in the third stanza, he says that he compares the competition between these two objects, the waves of the lake, the small waves, and the dance of the waves uh, of the lake. The lake water was dancing also in the gentle breeze, and these daffodils flowers were also dancing beside the margin of the this lake. And there was sort of a competition going on. And Wordsworth says that the flowers outdid, the dance of the flowers was far better than the dance of the lake waters. Now, this is an example of accurate observation. It's natural that the flowers being concrete objects, the air, the wind could make different patterns. The variety of patterns created by the wind passing through a host of daffodils was far various. Was There were different kinds of patterns created by the wind that passed through these daffodils flowers, and it was not possible for the wind to create as much variety with the surface of the lake water. So that's why there is an accurate observation of nature in this poem. So this is a scientific fact. So when Wordsworth says that the daffodils flowers outdid the dance of the lake waters, he is making an accurate statement, a correct statement. And he says that he was very happy in the company, this jocund company. For a poet, nothing can be more and nothing can be happier than such a beautiful sight. A poet could not but be gay. Now, gay is not used here in the modern sense, the gay movement, uh, the gay people. Here it means that he was very happy to be there on that occasion when there was such a beautiful, marvelous sight to be enjoyed, to be seen and enjoyed. So he gazed and gazed at the beautiful sight, and he says that he did not think about the great bounty that he was, the great wealth that he was carrying back with him at that time, at that moment when he was watching at this beautiful sight. He did not think about the wealth that was generated because of his interaction with nature. But when he went away from that place, he remembered these beautiful flowers and the beautiful dance competition between these two objects of nature. For a long time and throughout his life, he treasured and he cherished the memory of this dance competition between the lake waters and daffodils. For oft when on my couch I lie. Whenever Wordsworth was uh, depressed, sad, or his mind was empty, whenever he was solitary, not lonely, whenever he was solitary, he chose solitude to calm his mind, to reflect, and to think. Uh, he would very often remember this beautiful sight of the daffodils and the dance of the lakes. In those moments, whenever he needed to be happy, he would just remember the beautiful sight, and his heart would become glad and start dancing at the very memory of this beautiful sight. Because this is the bliss of solitude. Whenever you are solitary, you remember things that happened in the past, and whenever he remembered this beautiful scene of his visit to that bay, his heart would be full of pleasure, and it would start dancing with the daffodils, even though he was far away in time from the actual event. Now, this is a beautiful poem, and it stresses the relationship between man and nature, and it stresses the fact that nature is a true friend of man, and nature never betrays the heart that loves it. Wordsworth says. So nature, when you are enjoying the company of nature, you are happy in the moment, at that moment. But even if you are far away in time, even if you remember a scene of nature from the past, you are filled with joy in uh, solitary, in solitude. So Wordsworth even says that even nature, the objects of nature enjoy themselves. He says that at one place that every blade of grass enjoys the air that it breathes. So there is a spirit in nature, Wordsworth says, and the nature is alive, and that spirit, I mean, pervades the human beings, the entire world, every object, natural object, animate and inanimate, is imbued, is filled with a spirit. The same spirit dwells in man, in nature, in inanimate things everywhere. So Wordsworth, the great worshipper of nature, creates magic in this simple poem. And this poem is a quintessential romantic poem, full of marvelous beauty, marvelous images, and beautiful music. Thank you so much.